So let's bring it back in. Congratulations, everyone! You have made it to Tuesday or to Wednesday. You have.
Was going to the library my montage?
It was. That was your clues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, was there something else you were wanting to do? Because I know you
No,
were
I was
planning on
just
going home.
curious. I was just curious.
Yeah. No. I mean, you went home. Your brother probably did brotherly things, talk to you about your day, and you probably tried to skirt
Did
some
brotherly
issues.
things.
Yeah.
And
I
I just
mean, you
bold-faced
live
lied
in the
about 90% of
mansions.
what happened to me.
You the conversations have probably been weird in your relationship for a while. So,
Yeah.
but as we pick up on Wednesday, looks like it's still a bit cloudy. It's just overcast. Doesn't seem to be the dark clouds that it was yesterday. The temperature's a bit cooler. So as you all make plans to meet back at the pits, each for your own kind of individual reason, who would be getting there first?
Probably the guy with the dead donkey.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it is actually, because it's Wednesday, it's one of your off days to begin with. Yeah, do me a favor here. No one really cared for your donkey throughout the night, or did you stay there with your donkey throughout the night?
Wait, what?
Did you stay with your donkey throughout the night, or was it just kind of left on its own?
Like after taking it back to the pit?
Yeah, after taking it back to the pit.
I would have stayed with the donkey the whole night.
Okay. I'm gonna then have you I think I'm gonna have you take the risk to see how stabilized the donkey is this morning, kind of how quickly you might need to get a doctor there. What tags? Okay.
Just committed to the job.
Okay. So at this point, basically the doctor needs to be there today. But it's not clear if they're going to be able to do anything to help this creature to return to a working creature. But you're able to care for it, probably sitting there petting its mane, maybe talking to it, whatever you do. Like, this, Mike's been with this donkey for a while. This is probably one of Mike's closest friends, so I have a feeling it was probably one of the more stressful nights that you've been in.
A little bit.
Yeah. But you kind of wake up early in the morning. Donkey's still sleeping, and who would be the second person to head to the pit, and about what time would they head there?
I have the furthest distance to travel, so I'm not going to be the second person there.
Mm-hmm.
Georgie could be there.
Okay. So Georgie heads off, gets there, helps to get a few things done in the back, get the early morning orders, get everybody's tasks ready for the day, and is able to leave there from before, normal shopping hours. So probably gets out of there, 8 o'clock, something like that. Gets the cab. Do you grab any, like, boxes or anything to take with you, or kind of show?
I'll set the bolts that were mysteriously appearing in a shop into like a bag, and I'll take those with me.
Okay.
It's like only 2 of them, so.
Yeah, so you grab a bag, put in a few bolts of fabric, head out, grab the cab, and begin to make your way to the pit. It's there's a reason why it's outside of town. You have to cross over the bridge going to the south, and you get to a point where the ground is just kind of nasty brown and dying. Not really like desert, just kind of almost marshy. And you can see the large smoke plume from all of the burning garbage from miles and miles away. The smell hits you about 2 miles away and only gets more and more pungent as you get closer to the pit. There's a fence that surrounds the whole thing, a main gate. Past the gate appears to be a couple buildings, a place to hitch your horse to. And then you see the large fire pit, and behind that there appears to be a few smaller buildings. As you make your way into the pit, you see a larger man, big belly, over 6 foot tall, bearded, wearing kind of overalls, looking kind of grimy. Appears that he's just kind of walking around, pacing. Keeps checking into stables every once in a while. Beyond that, you don't really see anyone else. You do see some fresh tracks on the road. The road's still wet. It looks like a few carts have moved out of the pit, probably earlier in the morning. But yeah, you arrive there. Mike, you hear the sound of a cart coming through the front gate as you're kind of looking over the donkey and just getting yourself kind of awakened in the morning.
I would pay it no mind.
Mm-hmm. And so, Georgie, as you kind of get to the front gate, the driver of the carriage says, so drop you off at the building and wait? Or do you know where you need to go in here? He's like pulled a handkerchief up over his nose.
Up.
We're botting.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's barding hardcore.
so much for that.
Uh-huh. Let's see. One sec.
Yeah.
No, it's Discord. They've been having problems lately.
Okay, I just changed server
It
location.
seems to be much better now.
Yep.
Yeah, they're updating everything, putting in a new store and everything, so it's probably that.
I just updated the server location too, so sometimes that helps to clear it up.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So yeah, as you head in there, the driver kind of asks, okay, where do you want to go in here? Kind of covering his nose.
Alright. She kind of sets her face grim. Hair's fine. Where the gate is. She'll make her way in on her own.
Okay. So yeah, off to the left, there's a couple buildings, some stairways going up. Again, it looks like kind of the main office area. You see the large fire pit. There's some stables, and then past the fire pit, there's a smaller, it looks like a shack or warehouse or something like that. That's on the back fence.
Okay. She'll probably approach Mike first. Just be like, "You there?
You there, big man. Hey.
hey, look at me."
Hey, fatty, down here.
I don't even know what I'm. It's like,
Mike, you hear someone yelling at you, or trying to yell at something.
Strings of insults and random words. Hey, no, hey.
Does she need to
Oops, that's the wrong
go
one.
toe to toe to pull your attention away from the donkey? Like, are you so drawn in you don't hear anything that's happening?
oh man, that donkey business.
How far away is she?
I mean, maybe
like 2 feet
30
from you, you're
feet,
not paying attention.
maybe. Like, Not that far. She could probably pick up a rock and throw it and hit you. Easily.
Well, yeah, Mike could still be pacing.
Okay. It seems like this individual is not paying you much attention, Georgie. He seems well within his mind.
Alright.
And the smell, like the smell of the pit itself is bad, but there's a whole other just stank coming from his direction.
He's ripe.
Oh, very, very, yeah.
Alright. I'll make my way towards him. Cautiously. Trying not to scrunch up my nose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's difficult because she can't help her face from making that expression.
It's okay, Mike can't help his either. See, I'm glad I'm back now.
Hopefully, once I'm a little closer, it's like, you there. Who am I supposed to speak to about this fabric?
Michael kind of not really notice until she gets like right up to him when she says that, and then kind of give her a puzzled look.
Look, you deaf? This fabric appeared at my shop, and there were instructions to find the sender here. Who do I see about this?
What instructions?
Something about an eye.
Do you have them with you?
I don't. All I have is this fabric at the moment.
Well, this is the garbage dump. Unless you have a certain piece of paper, there's not much I can do for you.
She's pretty annoyed, so she'll just like dig out the envelope and show him the seal on there. But she doesn't trust him enough to see the contents of it. So hopefully that's enough. About this.
As soon as Mike sees the seal, he's just gonna point towards the warehouse. And then turn back to going about pacing.
Alright. Georgie's gonna she'll go that way with a mild glare, trailing at Mike's back as she walks away.
He wouldn't even notice.
But on her way, since like the ground is not great, she'll like, I don't know, grow a bit of moss, where she like grows a path of moss to make it easier to walk. Because her shoes aren't really used to like walking through a lot of dirt. It's more used to like paving stones.
So, Mike, yeah, I think that is what pulls you from your trance. Like you're standing there watching the donkey, and then she storms away, and you trip, and you look down. There's like this small carpet of moss and ivy and grass that seems to go in the same direction that young woman just went.
Yeah, Mike would have keyed in on that instantly.
Yeah, like you
headed that way immediately.
I think as you're just about to like you reach this warehouse and you see there's a door there. Looks like a sheet metal door. You can see has been open and closed plenty of times. You smell kind of a sweet kind of cinder block, or not cinder block, but like a wood smell coming from the door. So you almost can feel like heat coming, maybe a fireplace or something like that. And just as you're about to knock on it, you hear footsteps behind you, and you see Mike He has kind of a strange grin on his face.
I'm gonna hold up my hand so that he can try to keep his distance, but like, hang on, mate. Not too close.
Beat him
You
with the
are
fabric.
offensive with the smell. And I have delicate goods. Is this door locked? Can I just go in?
Nope. No, it's you reach for the handle and you open it, and as you do, a bit of fresh air, again, smoky, kind of sweet wood smell, incense. The smell of the pit is still heavy, but this really helps to cleanse that off. And you see inside there's a large table around it, probably about 8 seats. You can see a variety of different kind of drinkware on there, glasses, mugs, big bottles of weird looking liquid. You see a fireplace over in kind of on the far side of the wall. And then on the opposite side, kind of to your left away from the table, you can see the legs of someone sitting there. There's a whole bunch of books kind of stacked up against the wall by their legs. As soon as the door opens, you see the legs kind of shift to stand up. And as you make your way inside, you see a younger man, probably about 19 years old, thin, neatly dressed in a nice suit. He has dark black hair, kind of a Spanish look to him. He looks up and studies you for a moment, and he goes to a piece of paper. It looks like he just opened. You can actually see the torn envelope kind of off to the side, and he references down. You must be Georgie. Is that correct, Senora?
Yes. I was invited.
Very good, very good. Welcome. Welcome. Yes. Come, take a seat. My name is Frederic. It seems that you, well, one of the newcomers here. There seems to be quite a few of you these days. If you take a seat, please tell me what is it you would like to drink. We have coffee, tea. If you would like something stronger, I have no doubt I might be able to find just what might fit your taste.
I will take tea.
Very good. He goes up on top of the fireplace and he takes this large wooden box and he kind of brings it down to the table, sets it in front of you. He opens it and there's a variety of tea bags in there. A mixture of smells, fruity, more kind of darker green and all of that. Please choose what you wish. And he goes over to the fireplace and grabs a teapot, begins to heat it. I have no doubt the other individuals should get here soon. And he kind of like sniffs and looks to the door. Mike, do you plan on coming in?
Mike would just be staring in her direction from just outside the door.
Peculiar. Kind of stands up, walks towards the door. Mr. Molman, are you feeling all right this morning?
Just silence.
So as that's going on, who else is leaving earlier in the morning to get to the pit?
Not me. I gotta spend the day with the wife as long as I can.
Probably, I guess I would probably try to leave relatively early.
Okay. So you, as you're kind of making your way down the road, you see a cart pass by you. You get to the pit, and you can see Mike standing at the doorway, and he's just staring into your headquarters, just standing and staring inside. And you can see, like, Frederic, just a part of him. It looks like he's trying to talk to him, but it seems Mike's just staring past him.
At anything in particular that I can see, or
as you kind of get closer to Mike, he's a pretty big guy. He's filling up most of the frame, so it's hard to tell. Like, you look past him, there might be someone else in there, but other than Frederic, it's hard to tell with his big bulky body kind of standing there.
Get out the way, Mike.
Fair enough. sort of walk up and morning.
Frederick kind of peeks
From
around.
Mike.
Ah, yes. Eric, good. They sent me your information today. I guess we're a bit late. Mike, Mr. Molman, I'm not sure what's going on with Senor Mike today. He's just been staring.
Okay.
Senor? And, well, I get it. Just come around the backside then, Senor Eric. Just come around here.
Patiently.
Go around back.
Okay.
Creeper Mike edition.
Right.
Georgie, you see Frederic kind of go past you, and you hear a couple unlatching. You see him open. It looks like a false door, kind of covered in shelves in the back wall. He opens that, and you can see a horse is kind of back there. So Eric, you make your way around to the back door you were just at yesterday, and step inside. And Eric, describe what your character looks like again for Georgie.
And for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. He is about like 5'9", 5'10", coal black hair, wiry build. Wearing a suit, not an expensive one, but you know, trying to look presentable in a way. About 26 or so, somewhere in that neighborhood. And yeah.
So as you come in, you kind of see the back shoulder of Georgie. She's sitting there, kind of a box of different tea bags in front of her. You kind of can hear the water starting to boil in the teapot. And as you come in, like, you have just the right angle to now see that Mike is just staring at Georgie, just staring at her from the doorway.
Okay, that's weird. Hi.
Hi.
Frederick
She
kinda-
immediately knows where his suit came from.
Frederick kind of goes and grabs a tea. Ah, yes, no, again, I just got both of your information today. It seems that you have a bit of a task. Tell me, Eric, how did that go yesterday? Did you have a chance to go to the slums? Do you have anything to report? I'd be happy to take some notes and send it out. If you have anything for me to detail today.
Yeah, we did some digging around. I kind of well, Mike is absolutely of no help whatsoever because he's just staring. Because I'm not really too familiar with the way this whole thing works, so I'm not sure how much information I'm supposed to give this guy. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
He kind of... Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to keep it very general. Oh yeah, we did a little bit of research. We have a couple of promising leads. We're going to see where those take us.
He kind of smiles as he begins to pour tea over the bags you had selected, and just kind of smiles and nods. Ah, very, very good. Well, I guess we'll give it a bit more time. Looks over like the fourth time to see you still staring, and goes to like close the door in front of you, Mike.
Just close the door and Mike's.
Okay, getting weird now.
Just, I'm not sure this is comfortable anymore. Do you let him close the door?
Yeah.
Yeah, the door just closes in front of him.
Just
You can
piercing
all
eyes,
just with like the
head
shadow
moving as the door shuts.
with the shadow, you can still see his legs underneath the door, like just standing, not moving.
So creepy.
I guess
It's the man's aft.
I'll show up next.
I mean, you guys can show up at the same time. It's
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
it's up to you.
Shows up.
Yeah, Blanche, do you feel like you'd have to spend more time with the brother coming up with an excuse to get out here, or just
It's less coming up with an excuse to get out there and more, doing family things in the morning, breakfast and whatnot, and waiting for him to get off to work or whatever it is that he does during the day. And then, basically say I'm going back to the library and I have a few other errands to run and I'll see you this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I think you both have some family stuff to do, so at some point you probably both meet each other on the road to the pit. You see William seems to be in a better shape than the last time you saw him.
Yesterday.
What does Blanche look like at the moment?
Well, quick question first. Do I now know that Frederic gets most of the reports that I've been writing, or are they going to someone else?
You don't get the sense that he's getting the reports, more that he's taking his own reports and sending them elsewhere. You probably have the sense from going to Talia's office that she's the one getting the reports.
Okay, well then I would have detailed a report the night before.
Okay.
And tucked it away to be sent off in the morning.
Anything that you didn't detail?
I didn't say anything about the little girl.
Okay.
Because I don't like that bitch and I don't trust her.
Just taking people's hair. Like, what's that all about?
Well, I'm more worried about the, murder that she wanted us to do. So.
That too.
There was a murder.
She wanted to kill Shen Lim when we thought he was still friendly, so...
Oh, I didn't know about that.
You were busy fighting.
So...
Yeah, so I don't even know the lady. I've never met her, so...
Nope.
She's a charmer.
I'm gonna show up looking like the... same woman from yesterday, but cleaner, less frazzled.
Okay. Yeah. Slept well, took a bath,
Yeah.
Probably
Hair looks
hasn't gone to
nicer.
work yet.
Probably doesn't look nearly as old because she's not dirty now.
There you go. Looking mid-30s
mid-80s.
now.
Got it. Yeah.
now she's like early 30s rather than like 80 like everybody seems to think she is. So
Look, it's hard work, so it's hard living. Okay?
So she'll show up at a probably a little bit after Eric does.
Okay.
And won't even bother like knocking. She's just gonna kind of like give Mike the side eye.
I mean,
So
it's
just staring at the door?
Mike, how long are you staring at the door? Do you need to face danger to break yourself from the trance?
Probably would have only stood there for about 2 minutes before walking off to kind of clean up.
Can we get Mike to do a sneak around so he's just staring through the window now?
I have a bouquet of flowers from my garden. That is to spruce up the warehouse, but would have, if my brother had asked, would have told him that, there was a nice lady at the library the day before. So it's a present for her. So yeah, I'll let myself in and kind of arch a brow at the random new person. And then look at Frederic and give a little bit of a smile. These are for you, and for the warehouse. It's dreary in here.
Senora, absolutely. These are beautiful. Did they come from your garden?
They did, yes.
Like, breathes deeply. Oh, that's beautiful. The bouquet. It's very, very fresh. Georgie, would you like a smell? Kind of leans them towards you.
She'll take them. And she'll admire the color and the scent. I've always liked these better in red. And she'll change the color. Just 'cause.
You get to look like, really, bitch?
Yes.
They are out of season, but doing remarkably well for the fact that they're doing out of season. Like, they look like, they were. I don't know what season we're in.
Summer. It's July.
Okay, so they look like they probably would normally be blooming really early in the spring, and they're a very short-lived bloom. But they look like it's the second day of spring, and they just came into bloom.
Mm-hmm.
So she looks a little frustrated that her perfect work just got fucked up by you not liking the color.
And Georgie, you get this really question, like it's not an upset look, it's a very confused look from Frederic that just looks at the flowers for a moment and thinks, those are color changing flowers. That is the things you grow up there in the mansions. That's special soil or something.
They're just a rare strain that occasionally changes color when exposed to hot air.
That's impressive. It certainly is.
It starts slowly backing away from the space between these two.
Frederic goes and grabs one of the many kind of oxidized iron vases that Mike has just gathered in here with many other random things he has in this shed. Grabs that, pours a bit of water in it, and almost bumps into William as you kind of make your way past Mike and into the scene as well.
Is Mike doing that thing?
I think Mike's going and getting cleaned.
Mike has wandered off. Finally.
He's going and clean.
Frederic, we have to talk about letting random people in here.
But today it was not random. I received the report. I knew that Eric and Georgie were coming. Yesterday, not so much. I apologize about that, Senor Eric. Just have to be careful. You can understand. There's too much information here to possibly get out of hand.
Say no more.
So anyways, we'll wait for Mike. Maybe we won't wait for Mike to come back.
we could just open the door and see if he's still there.
He peeks underneath to see the shadows. I don't... Wait, check the windows. Check the windows. Oh, wait, we don't have windows. All right. We might be okay.
Check the skylight.
Well, you're all here now. If there's anything you need, let me know. I will just, your drinks should all be ready to go. I will take my seat, take my notes. I look forward to hearing about how your task is currently going about. So yeah, I say you guys spend a couple minutes on introduction. Eventually, Mike, you make your way back in to see everybody else sitting at the table with a variety of drinks, and I think everyone just stares at you for a bit.
Blanche is glancing between everybody and Mike, what did I miss? Because he had wandered off by the time she showed up.
I'm just sitting in the corner. I don't know half these people, and just Mike's being weird again, and
Mike's just gonna sit down.
Are you still staring at Georgie? Are you doing the I don't want to look? I don't want you to see me look at you? The side eye?
No, he's not that sly.
No.
Mike.
That is fair. He is not sly at all.
He's trying to do the side eye, but he's just holding up a mirror instead.
No, he sits down, elbows on the table, clasped hands, head resting on his hands, staring at Georgie.
Oh, jeez.
We really need a bigger shed.
That's a good note, Senor William. Maybe a bit of expansion. I'll jot that down.
Do we think we could find room in the budget to replace him? She's gonna point at Mike. I think he might be broken.
Who are you again?
Oh, you don't remember? No, I suppose you wouldn't, would you? You were high and not listening to directions very well.
I don't take directions from the elderly very well, no. Well, they tend to be senile.
Indeed. My name is Blanche. I was sent here by the order to clean up after you lot. It would seem that you cannot be trusted to complete any, even the most simple tasks, without making a complete debacle of it.
That's not true.
Says the man who got arrested for kidnapping the boy that we were sent to rescue.
Allegedly.
No, you weren't allegedly arrested. You were arrested. Do you
Cops
understand
told me it
what the
didn't happen.
definition-
Okay.
I thought you were a teacher. Don't you understand the definition of alleged?
The cops said it didn't happen.
No, the cops let you go because someone on higher up decided that you weren't what they needed to worry about.
Because I didn't do it.
No, because I spoke to someone higher up. You're welcome, by the way.
We really got to stop letting random people in here. There's just too many new faces.
So,
Mike blinks for the first time.
Oh no.
I really do think he may be dysfunctional.
He's been like that for a while.
That's not comforting. Have you taken him to see a doctor?
We had a doctor once. And,
Did you lose the doctor?
I think he ran away.
I wonder why.
He's in the slums.
Yeah, he went to cause more problems somewhere else.
Eric is
Well,
just sort of listening to this all and kind of looking between everybody speaking like he's watching like some kind of tennis match.
I suppose we will pick up where we left off yesterday. Back
I'm not-
to searching for the cause of the problems, yes?
There are problems now. Didn't we fix that? We got rid of the...
West Slums.
What about the slums? I just come from a hospital. What's going on here?
It's terrible.
There's a cholera outbreak in the water supply in the West Slums.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yes. Yes, it is.
We should ask the doctor about it.
I have something that if we can figure out what the source is, might be able to fix it, but we have to make sure we know what the source is.
Yes, unfortunately, my research turned up very little in the way of exactly where to start looking. There's a number of ways that it can be transmitted, but very little on what the original source would be.
Well, slightly more waterproof now. Gestures at the new cast on his leg, so we can start back at that sewer area where Mike found the body. See if there's any information we can get from that.
Mike found a body.
Yes.
Missed so much.
As well, when you're living the life of luxury in a nice hospital.
That wasn't nice. I mean, some guy wanted to steal my hair. I don't know.
Wait, someone who wanted your hair?
Some police officer. I wasn't gonna let him butcher my hair, so I cut it myself. Don't you see?
Let him take it.
My perfectly straight bangs. Or where they would be. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna let him rip hair out of my head.
Really, there's a complete lack of common sense here. Alright,
Look, a police officer asks for your hair, you don't say why, you just be like, okay.
well, no, that's precisely what you say is why.
Why not? I don't think I've been sober in quite a few days.
Blanche just looks baffled at the level of idiocy. She's just like, really? It's this bad, huh?
Look, there was drugs in the maze, and then there's drugs in the hospital for the pain. I don't know
Oh,
what's going
please. I
on.
cleansed most of the drugs from the maze from you before we even left.
What?
She did.
Oh, that was you! Okay.
Yes, that was me.
You all begin to hear something. At first, it sounds like maybe wind rushing, but it begins to get louder and louder, and you realize it's not wind. It is the loud scream of a child coming from outside.
What the?
And it's getting louder and louder.
Blanche is gonna head for the door.
Yeah.
As you open the door, you kind of look past the haze, and you see a younger boy, dark black skin, running and screaming, and back behind him you see something on 4 legs that looks very similar to the beast that you had seen just yesterday, stepping through the gate, its nose to the ground.
Shit. It found us. Well, it found me, or this, or whatever.
What's that? Can I punch
Eric,
it?
get back inside.
Okay.
Mike! You want to fight something?
No. Can I...
I'm going with a completely different character change here. It's okay. Let it happen.
Everybody have the ability to move their tokens?
Yeah?
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Well, just who knows what you guys are gonna do here? So just making
Battle
sure you have.
map!
Yeah, we got ourselves a little battle map. You know, gotta
Battle
have.
map is sunny side up. I like that.
We need an intro for the battle map, like little intro music that plays when it shows up. Battle map.
Battle map.
Who's that Pokemon? It's battle map.
Oh no.
I'm imagining Final Fantasy battle music. That's a bit cooler, probably.
What is the big orange thing in
That's
the middle?
that's the fire.
It is a pit.
That's the pit. That's the big old fire pit. So yeah, you all duck inside. Trying to find some other tokens here.
So wait, what's that thing now?
You weren't there. You get to learn as the scene unfolds.
Well, I'm asking in character.
Let us get to the point where we're in character, and then somebody will tell you.
No, I mean you all duck back inside, close the door.
Oh, I
You
thought
hear
we were
Nigel
waiting for
screaming.
you to do no tokens.
Yeah, I thought so too.
For what?
Blanche is not inside. Blanche is outside.
Oh, okay.
She told Eric to go inside because he's the one it's looking for.
All right. So yeah, I put a token there. Nigel's running from it, but it doesn't seem to be following him. It seems to be doing the same thing where it takes a deep breath and puts its nose deep down, takes some time to breathe in. But you're seeing it's definitely moving quicker. It seems to have a scent, and it's making its way kind of deeper into the pit.
That thing is looking for what I was telling you about that might be able to cure the cholera epidemic. I might have stolen it, and apparently something was very unhappy with that.
That seems pretty par for the course.
Michael, stop staring and get out here.
Nigel
Mike
kind
is
of
going to remain at the table.
sprints around
Oh
the
my
side of the
God.
fire and just comes sprinting back towards the warehouse. He sees you standing outside, and his eyes just draw to you, Blanche, and he starts charging towards you.
I will open the door and just sort of gesture for him to get inside.
He runs and like just panics right by you and like stops inside and looks around very confused. Wait, he like runs over to Mike and like grabs his shoulders. Mike, there's a thing. It's big and it's scary and it's outside. It's like, what's wrong with him? Who are all of you? Why are you here? Why are so many people in this small place?
That's what I've been saying.
Punch is gonna stick her head back in the door. Michael, are you coming out here or not?
Mike's gonna stand up, grab the child, and point him towards the shelf that Frederic decided to modify without permissions.
Frederic
I
stands and drops his notebook, and he's just like, "What? Who is this?
It's a good question.
Outsiders are not allowed in here."
He's just gonna cut eyes at Frederic, pointing at the shelf.
He's like,
and then step to the door.
Finally.
Yeah, he goes over reluctantly, kind of opens the door and ushers the kid. Just says, "Okay, just stay here with the horse. What's going on? What is the issue?"
I would like to. I would like to try to summon up wind, a fair bit of it.
Okay.
And use it to draw just that rancid burning trash scent from the fire, and just kind of layer the area where the creature is.
Okay.
And fuck up its olfactory, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a change of the game. I'm trying to use your abilities. So yeah, what power tags are we gonna use on this?
Cast magic spells, patience and cunning, stability, because I'm trying to keep this thing away from the group at large.
Okay. Any weaknesses?
Not really. There isn't a whole lot of like technology or anything here, so.
Yeah, perfect. Let's go ahead and roll change the game.
That's a great success.
Perfect. 14. So you get to
Sweet.
choose any of those. You have 3 juice to use. So it seems like you're trying to create a story tag, kind of the changing wind smell, the smell swirl.
Smell swirl.
Smell swirl.
I'm trying to screw with the beast senses so it doesn't get near the warehouse. I'm trying to kind of force it out.
Yeah, I think if we could use it as a status of like distracted scent or something like that.
Sure.
I like smell swirl better.
Of course you do.
All right. So as the wind begins to kind of pick up, starts to spin a little bit, pulling the scent and the smoke kind of towards the beast, and you see it kind of sit down and take a deep breath. The dark kind of grayish smoke being pulled inside the nostrils. Now that it's a bit closer, you can see it has kind of a darker kind of gray coat to it. The eyes almost look white, almost like heavily cataract, almost blind. And it doesn't seem to have a lot of like fur on it. Almost like Great Dane kind of, very little hair. But it sits down and it begins to kind of breathe deep, and you can see its head begin to turn, and definitely it can't seem to get a scent, but it doesn't seem to be moving, just kind of sitting there trying to refocus itself, as right now just the scent it's tracking is spinning all around him. Back inside, Georgie, Eric, and William, what are the 3 of you doing?
The whole time Georgie was like, "What?" The shit is going on. What are you talking about? What just happened? Why is there panic? Like,
Yeah, I don't know what's. I'm just looking out the door and just kind of sitting at the table.
Okay, who's panicking? Because I walked out calmly.
well, I'm in a state of what the shit. Like, I have no idea what has transpired, what is transpiring, and what may. Like, she was literally ready to like, thank you for your time. This has been weird. I'm gonna leave now, but it's a little too late for that. So
Just sit down and have some tea. It's okay. Mike will
what?
solve the problem. I don't.
Oh
It's his
yes,
problem,
Mike
apparently.
will solve the problem.
Well, he usually does.
I don't think tea will solve anything at the moment. It seemed like there was a great rush to get outside.
That's
What?
just exactly why you're better in here.
What's going on out there? I won't sit here and be destroyed or whatever.
That thing is following this, and with like a quick flip of the wrist, there's this flower in his hand. This is what we need to cure the epidemic in the slums, and apparently that thing took offense to me stealing it.
Okay.
And then with another flick of the wrist, the flower disappears again.
All right. Georgie nods, trying to like take in this volume of information. You're being hunted.
Yes. Seemingly.
Pretty par so far. What's so pressing? We're usually being hunted.
Well, I'm new to being prey, so.
Well, this thing's been following me for 24 hours at this point, so it's pretty persistent.
The last thing that hunted us ended up as a lake.
Right. That doesn't exactly sound promising. You'll
Well,
have to forgive me if I'm a little skeptical when you make that sound like a good thing.
It's not a good thing, but it's Mike's fault.
That's great.
Right.
So, what do we do right now?
Let Mike deal with it.
Right.
He's in one of his moods.
Okay. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Georgie can't sit still. So she's gonna grab those flowers that Blanche brought. Load them up with a different scent.
Okay.
I don't know what. And chuck it in the pit. Smash open a door, chuck it in the pit. And maybe
Okay.
you'll follow it.
Okay. So you're trying to create a scent to entice it to walk into the flames?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say let's go toe to toe with this.
We're just gonna wing it here, folks, huh? You guys.
What kind of scent are you planning on using? What would Georgie think would be the right smell to entice this creature into the flames?
She can't really think of an exact scent, but
I have a
maybe
suggestion.
Yeah, give me a suggestion.
I whip the flower back out. Take a whiff of this.
All right, I shoved it up my nose. I gave it back to him. That smell.
Okay. Yeah, the flower he pulls out, it's a fairly large bulb, 3 kind of white petals with a kind of a gold that winds down into the center, where a fairly large kind of horn-like structure comes out of the center. It smells a bit. It has almost a salty smell, kind of like an ocean spray with some lighter, kind of sweeter scents, but definitely unique. So you take that, you kind of focus, and the flowers almost change to mimic like miniature versions of these, and you take those and begin to throw them. I'm going to say, yeah, this is go toe-to-toe as you're trying to use your abilities of trickery to kind of convince him that that is the direction of the scent that it seems that it's currently searching for.
Alrighty. Can I add deflect and destroy as a tag? Or no tag?
Yeah, I think we can add that. You're trying to technically deflect like his senses to go elsewhere, so I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay. So you get to choose one of those. So you can either manage to achieve your goal of kind of focusing its attention towards the pit. You can inflict a status, or you can block, dodge, or counter their best attempt.
Okay. I mean, would it go after the flowers?
That depends on what you choose here.
Okay. I guess it'll take the smell. Is that
okay?
What you're asking me?
So you take the it would follow it if you choose to manage to achieve your goal. So you take the flowers and you throw them kind of up and over, and Blanche, you like see the vase with the flowers, but they don't look like the flowers you brought. Kind of go up over your head and hit hard, kind of in the center of this pile of burning garbage. And you look past the flames of the thing just sitting there, kind of spinning its head, and you see its head kind of snap and stare right at the pit. And it takes another deep breath, and again you see the smoke kind of enter its nose and then exhale. And it stands up, and it begins walking towards the hill of burning garbage. It takes a step. It takes another step. It takes another step and begins climbing, and you see flames begin to lick at its body. Keeps walking.
It doesn't
Keeps
seem
walking.
hurt.
Oh no.
Sits down at the top. And looks down at the doorway where you and Mike are standing.
Oh no.
You see the eyes turn from white to dark green. And this weird sense of mystical swirl begins to spin around it and the flame. I need... Well, that's what you see right now. I need you to tell me what you're going to do as you see this beast sit down in the middle of the flames and begin to swirl some kind of green swirl around it.
I'm going to go with my instincts and what my research told me the day before, and I'm looking for wood that I can animate.
Okay. I mean, it's the pit. Like, yeah, there's definitely... I'm not even going to have you roll for that. Like, there's broken furniture. There's just pieces of old building. There's all types of wood around here.
Okay, so what I want to do, and I'm going to have to make a reference to a movie because it's the only way I could think of to describe this, is that Launch's hands come up, and I want to try to grab as many pieces of like large shards of wood around me and almost like levitate them, and then just sort of chuck them at the beast. They need to be big though, because I don't want them to like incinerate upon contact with the fire. They need to last long enough to hit it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say go toe to toe as well as you begin to use kind of the pieces of wood around you and prepare to shrapnel fire towards this creature.
Okay, I'm gonna go with cast magic spells, patience and cunning. And I think I'm gonna keep stability because I'm still trying to protect the group, but I wanna tap my weakness tag, prone to self-doubt.
Okay.
Because I have no idea if this shit's gonna work.
Okay. Let's go toe to toe.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, no.
So as you
No.
spin up this wood and you throw it, and it goes through the flames, a few of it kind of catching at the end, and it hits this creature, probably 4 or 5 pieces of wood, and as each one hits, they shatter. And you realize that's not gray fur, that's stone.
Oh,
And with that, a blast of green mystical energy blows out. I need both you and Mike to face danger, please. You feel this energy begin to drain that magic sense from you as it begins to rush over your body.
okay. I've never done a face danger. What am I doing?
So you have to, as you feel your magic begin to get drained from you, what tags are you going to use to fight against that? To say, I don't want this to be bad, like, I'm going to avoid it, I'm going to restrain against it. Whatever tags you're going to use to...
Glimpses of the future to kind of try and get ahead of what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Premonitions. No, not premonitions. I'm gonna go with See Beyond the Mist. Hopefully that'll give me some insight into what the hell is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And just a sheer desire to not leave my brother, the last member of the family, I'm gonna go with Blood is Thicker.
All right. Sounds good. So we'll have you face danger, and same thing for you, Mike. As you're out there and you see this creature just get pummeled with wood, and nothing seems to happen. Okay.
I used committed to the job, bullet time, and flight.
Okay.
Because I know this place, and this guy is on my territory. I do want to pull my katana when I'm up in the air.
Okay. So yeah, you form that. For
Yeah,
Blanche,
I already
you
got one
feel
left.
I'm gonna have you still take a tier 1 drained status, as you're able to pull back and resist against it, but you definitely get the feeling that this creature can sense like magic and will attempt to pull it away for those that might be using it against it. So yeah,
She
drained
just
1.
sees Mike like vaporize as the blast hits her.
Do you go inside, or where does Mike go?
No, I went straight up.
Oh, you went into the flames?
No, like straight.
Into the air.
vertical
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
like directly above her, but all she saw was smoke and a little bit of dust, and I'm gone.
Inside,
Oh, lovely. They left me behind. That's wonderful.
inside, like you hear this weird like crack of wood, and then this whoosh of wind. And what's everybody inside doing at this point? And Georgia, you've just thrown it, so you like see the creature walk up on top of the flames, get pummeled with wood. Doesn't seem to be affected by either of those at the moment. Yeah, what's everybody else doing inside?
Can I just grab her by the back of her clothes and like pull her back in?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Blanche, you feel someone trying to pull you back inside. Do you go willingly or do you resist?
No.
So it doesn't seem like she wants to go. Are you trying to forcefully pull her in?
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks bad.
Okay. So Georgia, I'm gonna have you roll go toe to toe to attempt to pull Blanche inside the building.
Let me save you!
Oh no, it's Sunday all over again.
Oh no! Oh no! No, let me save you! No, you!
This is a good cigar.
Mike is so helpful.
Okay. So Blanche, you feel someone like pulling you forcefully through the door. You have a chance to react, but you're gonna be inside. Like,
No, I'll go. Fuck it.
so you get pulled inside. Mike, you look down, and the same way you vaporized, Blanche just seemed to vaporize. She's not outside anymore. Eric, what are you doing at the moment?
So I'm guessing that the fire pit didn't work.
No.
Okay. Well, it's after this thing. It's not going to stop. If fire doesn't work,
Magic doesn't work either.
magic
And
doesn't
neither
work
does
either.
wood.
And neither does wood. What is? I mean, could I tell that the thing appeared to be made of stone, or no?
You can now. Like after hearing the crack of the wood and just shatter off, and the fact it's just sitting in fire right now, you can tell that's not fur on it. It's stone.
Okay.
And as you look
Well.
closer at it, you actually recognize this. You had seen a few of these statues in the garden. It looks identical to some of the creatures you have passed in there.
So the thing that I'm wondering is, we're pretty far away from like any proper buildings because this is just a trash pit. Yeah.
I know.
He says, "Well,
It's a glorious trash pit.
I mean, it's literally a trash pit. There's nothing wrong in what I said. Shit. I need to start going somewhere to pull it off of here because we're not going to be able to do anything against it like this would be my guess. Looking for some kind of high place that I can get up to and maybe kind of try to lure it into jumping over the edge, and maybe it will just smash into pieces on the ground.
Oof.
I know there's nothing close by, but if I start running, I don't know how fast. This thing hasn't moved really terribly fast in the past, so...
It hasn't, no. I mean, you got... Obviously, the tallest buildings are in downtown. I think the Old Boroughs probably has some buildings, and the slums has some tenements. So it probably wouldn't be too far. You're still talking about a couple miles.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Well, I'm just straight out of ideas.
Frederick kind of looks over to you all. What? I've never had anything this close to the door. What?
Do you still have that horse?
Of course.
Can I use the horse
To
draw this thing off?
will I get it back?
I hope so.
Maybe.
The other option is we all stay here and die, which I don't know if you like that idea any better.
If you think it's best, it's fine. The order can always get me another horse if I need another horse. Yes, it should be fine. Just watch out for the little boy back there. I'm not sure if he. Maybe check if he's still back there.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to start trying to get to the horse and make sure that the kid isn't tagging along.
Yeah, you see
the kid's already taken the fucking horse.
God damn it!
You see him like back behind, kind of in a corner, just like still kind of shaking. Looks to you. Is the monster gone?
Not yet, but I'm hoping to get rid of it quickly.
He like just backs out of your way, and you're able to get the horse, to kind of pull it out of the back little side room, and you see the gate towards the rear of the pit, and there's also the gate towards the front. So
yeah, take a quick moment to look at that. But yeah, I'm gonna get on a horse and I guess I will flick of the wrist. The flower comes up again, and I kind of hold it up as I start running off on the horse, like waving this thing almost tauntingly at the beast.
Okay. As which gate do you go towards? The side one or the front?
Is there a map, like handout of the city, so I can kind of get an idea of where I want to be?
Absolutely. So yeah, you guys are all here in the pit right now, which you're all covering because it's fairly small. But yeah, the East Slums has tenement buildings and all of that there. Harbor probably has some cranes. Industrial District obviously has factories. So you have some locations to go to if you're looking for something big, or you have many trees. I'm not sure if it would follow you up trees though. Who knows?
Yeah, the slums probably seem closest in terms of what I'm gonna try to lure this thing into doing. So I guess that's where I'm gonna head. I'm gonna head west towards the east slums.
Okay. So, Mike, as you're kind of hanging out there, on the roof or wherever you landed, you hear a horse like kind of whinny and begin to gallop off, and it takes off. You see that Eric is on top of it. After a moment, you see the beast kind of just still standing there, the eyes kind of pulsing a bit, and its head immediately pulls towards the direction of the horse. And you see it stand up and begin to slowly make its way down, its head kind of almost weird at this 90-degree angle up in the air, taking deep breaths, and it makes its way down the pit. A bit of its back still seems to be on fire, kind of smoldering, and as it steps down into the mud, it kind of sizzles as, it's just so hot from sitting there. But after watching it for a few moments, you see that it pulls the scent of Eric as he travels by and begins to follow it away. The four of you guys, what do you want to do, as it seems the attention has been pulled elsewhere?
Seeing that it is smoldering, so the heat does affect it to some degree. Can I try to kind of freeze it, like rapidly cool it as fast as possible to make the stone more brittle?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he did say he's going to try and get this thing up somewhere high so it'll fall, so I just want to make it easier for it to break apart.
Yeah, with this, I think this would be a hit with all you've got, as its attention is kind of pulled elsewhere. You step out of the door once more. You kind of, pull your bag out, and begin to cast a spell of freezing.
Okay. I'm gonna go with library benefactor, because the fact that this might even work is probably something she read about. As well as cast magic spells and patience and cunning.
Okay.
Mild success?
Okay. So which of those are you going to choose? So as you cast this ball of frozen energy towards it to kind of slow it down, freeze it, cool it down rapidly.
Would get them good, do what I want it to do, where it becomes slightly more brittle? I'm not sure which one of those is as close to what I'm trying to do as
So with
possible.
you already have a tier 3 status that's going to be inflicted on it to basically freeze it.
Okay.
So then you have an additional option from that. So you can either take cover if they happen to attack you back, so that they can't. You can get them good, get an additional status, or there's no collateral damage, or there's loads of collateral damage, or you hold the target's attention if possible.
How fast is this thing moving?
I mean, maybe about a foot a minute, or no, probably about 5 feet a minute. Like it's not fast,
so not
at
fast
all.
at all.
No, but it's determined. Like it seems that it's able to grab a scent and track it over vast distances.
Okay. I guess I'll take cover so it can't hit me back or something. I
Okay.
want to keep it from absorbing more magic.
As you cast it, your spell hits and it begins to sizzle, and you see the gray begins to turn lighter and lighter, almost frost, and the step becomes more stiff to the point it stops almost with one of its paws up. And you wait for a moment and you hesitate, and then you hear the crack as some of the spell begins to move past it. It still seems extremely slow, and it begins to move, and you see the head begin to turn almost twitchy back towards you, and it begins almost owl-like to turn its head completely back. And as it does, you see the eyes fade back to white, but the mouth opens, and you see again a dark green energy back inside, and almost on the wind it says, "You have been seen." It begins to turn its head back to the front and continues to slowly make its way towards the scent that just rode by on the horse. Now moving probably about 5 feet every 2 or 3 minutes. Like, it's very, very slow. You could run up and kick it pretty easily. It's not moving very fast. But it's
Slide
still moving.
tackle.
Well, I'm not going after it. That's not my forte.
Yeah, I could just imagine Tiny Blanche just going in to tackle this thing.
Mike, Georgie, anything you guys plan on doing?
Can I just walk out and poke it?
Yeah, as you get close to it, you poke it. It's cold to the touch, and it feels solid like stone. You can actually see a bit of cracks from when the frost hit it. Like, it kind of cracked the stone a bit, but it doesn't pay you any attention. And unless you get in its way to try to stop it, its main goal right now is to follow the scent that just rode by.
If it catches up to him, what will it do? Like,
Do you want
Georgie's
to...
just kind of bewildered at the moment. Like, she's
I'd probably eat him.
still coming to terms with it.
Georgie, as you're kind of sitting there looking there at you study the headquarters a bit more, and you start to see like pictures on the wall of strange creatures, and you see that Frederic has a whole bunch of random books and everything. It's possible that if you want to investigate, there might actually be more information on this or these types of creatures here within the warehouse based off of Frederic's notes. Because you do work for the Order. Sometimes I think you all forget that you have a scribe that sits in the warehouse and just takes notes all day. He might
they
be
just got
educated.
here, so they
true.
probably...
Yeah.
I'm talking about the cigar smoker and the katana wielder.
Oh, I don't actually know what's going on, and right now I'm not too worried. They appear to have stopped it.
Yeah, if you want to investigate kind of the information that's there at the headquarters about weird stone-like creatures, we can do that. Might be able to give you more specifics.
All right. I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, what kind of tags do you use to inform yourself on the weird? Now that you've awakened, like, you obviously have questions towards the many strange things that the city might have. What kind of tags would you use to focus on what you need, not every single answer that's possibly out there? Like, don't get an information overload.
Well, excuse me. I'd probably just focus on what's happening right now because it's kind of paramount.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess always prepared. And I could choose from more than one thing, or do I stick to one card?
You can pick power tags from any of the themes, including your crew tags. But the thing is with crew tags, they are a one-use kind of per session, but you can get them back at the end. But yeah, you don't have to stick with just one theme. You can use power tags from any of your themes together.
Got it.
Use 3 of them, all of them together.
Let's see. I mean, could I use Eye on Exit to just like see if there's a way to? I don't. Actually, never mind. I don't know how that will work. I guess Opportunist, since I could try and find a way to help.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, you definitely see an opportunity here to. I mean, the creature's there, it's slowed. You have a chance to study it and possibly have more answers here.
You know you can use up to 3, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what would be useful in this situation.
Just do all of them.
Just do all of them.
Yeah, just click every button and call it good.
All of them. And I'll just do those two for now, because I don't see anything else that's like apt to the situation. You said investigate?
Correct. Yep. Perfect. So yeah, you have a moment to find some books. There's definitely a previous case that about statues, that kind of stuff. Again, stone-based creatures. So what kind of questions do you have as you reference these informations?
So these stone creatures are guarding these flowers. Under whose enchantment are they obeying?
I'm not sure if you would have information specifically on this creature from the books in here. But I think that you would recognize that creatures like this are primarily kind of conjured from beyond the mist. They're not necessarily creatures within this realm. So when a creature's up and moving, you do know that whoever conjured them can see from their eyes and speak from their mouth, as long as they're not in statue mode.
Okay.
Would you happen to say that out loud as you're doing this?
Sure. I'll read it all out loud.
Well, I just specifically meant that part because it just said you've been seen, and Blanche had no idea what that meant. Now she knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? All right.
So, I don't know how this would affect things, but I really just kind of want to sit on its back.
Okay. Do you have another question, Georgie, before he sits on the back?
Is there a way to disable or deactivate them?
Yes. So many of the books talk about the ability to revert these creatures back into their statue form, primarily through magics of dispelling, or if it's more evil in nature, banishment. But yeah, that's the primary method, because they're so difficult to damage with physical, using magics to return them back to stone.
Okay, I might be able to help with that.
Yeah, she like looks at Blanche like, you're the witchy one. You do the thing. Do the thing. I know you could do the thing.
Do the
thing. Whatever it can be.
Yeah, do the thing! Do the thing while I poke it! I'm gonna keep poking it.
Okay. I am gonna try to dispel it. I imagine I've had a few spells go a little haywire and had to try and stop them before, so this is much bigger than any of those were, but I could try.
Mm-hmm. What so normally we've seen, like, you're able to do illusionary magic, and then some, like, shape-shifting, and some kind of nature-based things, wind and shaking the earth and that kind of stuff. So what would reverting this creature back to stone be like? What kind of spell would that be?
I mean, I would probably rank that somewhere in the nature category, because it's made of stone. It's made of natural material.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would just be a combination of that, and just she'd probably approach it from a raw power perspective, like just kind of trying to override whatever magic is currently animating it with her own.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what kind of power tags would you use for this? I think for this is going to be a I think this will be a go toe to toe, to see if you're able to take more control over the creature than whoever has control of it currently to revert it back to stone.
I'm gonna go with cast magic spells. A shape for all occasions, because I'm trying to revert it back to standard stone. See Beyond the Mist.
Yeah, absolutely for this
I've
one.
encountered stuff like this, so.
Yeah.
All right. Blanche is gonna step back outside and kind of very briskly walk around to get in front of it, but still like a good bit away, so it'll take time to get to her. It can't close the distance fast. And reach into one of the pockets in her skirt and pull out a handful of those dried herbs and various things that people probably wouldn't be able to tell what they are at a glance, and rub them between her hands and mutter in that weird language that she speaks occasionally. And then as soon as it gets close enough, within like 5 feet, she'll sort of blow into her hands and blow like this dust all over it. And then try to use that as like the conduit to suck the magic out of it.
Okay. Perfect.
Toe to toe?
Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
Nice.
So as you cast this through the wind, I would say, William, you kind of notice this energy begin to converge kind of around the head of this thing, and it, instead of the smoke going through its nose, you see this energy kind of enter its eyes, and for a moment you see the lights, kind of the white light, and it begin to fade. It's still there, but again it begins to fade, and you see the creature stop, sit down, and turn its head once more to face back towards the shack. You see the mouth open, and it doesn't carry very far, so William, you're probably the only one that hears it. Why do you protect he who has stole?
Guys, it wants to know why we protect him. Why are we protecting him?
Because he's one of ours.
Fair enough. I'm gonna kick it over.
Okay.
Just on its side. I'm just gonna kick it on its side.
Take the risk to kick a stone statue and not hurt yourself.
I don't want to like
broken legs.
I don't want to like forcefully kick it. I just want to put my foot on it and push it over. Not like kick the crap out of it.
It's a pretty we're as it sits next to you, it's almost as tall as you are sitting. Like, it's a pretty big piece of stone. So I mean,
yeah, whatever. Okay, fine.
You're gonna the risk is, can you knock it over or not? That's the risk here.
You know what?
By just trying to put your leg on it and push a little bit.
You know what? No, you gotta.
And also because it seems to have been.
Screw you.
All right. So you lean your foot on it, and with this big huff, you knock it over, and it lands there. And you see the eyes begin to fizzle out a little bit more, and all of the small little moving parts, the bit of pulsing you see, solidifies, and as it rests there now, it looks like a full stone statue on its side.
Yeah, take that.
Why would you knock it over? You do realize it's going to make it harder for me to use it, right?
You should have said something.
Well, I didn't Are you always this difficult?
There's a lot of morphine right now.
She's gonna gonna glance at the ring on his hand. Oh, your wife's a lucky woman. Does not sound honest at all. And then I mean, I want to walk over and start kind of taking stock of the statue.
Has Blanche ever been to the
Beast auction.
Paraculus
I mean-
Botanical Gardens?
With her interest in gardening, yeah, probably.
You recognize the work of this statue. It is like many other statues within the garden. In fact, you probably know that the garden is owned by the Wong family, has been owned by the Wong family for a very long time, but they're rarely seen. You know that there's many workers there, all of them very short in stature. They rarely talk, but they seem to do very good work with plants. Yeah, you would definitely recognize it from that location.
Well, I don't
So,
suppose one of you lads would mind going after our friend Eric and bringing him back?
Sure. Do we know where he might have gone?
No, actually. He said he was looking for someplace high. I would look the closest location with a high building. Can you handle that, or do you need your hand held?
Well, I mean, I don't like to be alone. That's why I got married. But I think I can handle it. Are you gonna be okay without your cane? And I'm gonna walk off.
He's very lucky he just got out of the hospital.
I can still hear you.
I know.
Do you want to try it?
Blanche is gonna turn back to your name has been said so many times and I am
Georgie.
blanking. Georgie, yes. So
Small arm pump, and I'm just gonna keep walking.
welcome to the happy family, I suppose then.
thanks, Mom. What the hell just happened? Why was I called here for this?
I don't think you were called here for that. I think that just happened to happen while you were here. And a good thing you're good with the books. It'll be nice to know I'm not the only one here who can read.
Comforting.
As she says that, she notices Mike just standing behind them, katana at his side,
Jesus.
staring at him.
Really?
This is there.
What's with him? Is he daft? What is with him?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. Other than being 2 steps away from useless.
Okay. Do you want to put that sword away? Yeah?
The moment she says that, it just disappears. It just vaporizes into
Alright then.
Michael, this is Georgie. Georgie, Michael. Michael, please stop staring. You're scaring the poor girl.
Keep staring, Mike.
She's like, just stop. Please blank something.
So, Eric, after probably a couple minutes of writing, you reach the edge of the East Slums. It looks similar to the West Slums, but there's not as much garbage. There's still plenty of buildings, plenty of people, but it's not as dirty as the West Slums. There's probably good 20 or so apartment buildings that go up, 10, 15 stories, all around there. But you look back as you're kind of getting towards the edge of it, and you see someone running pretty quickly down the road from the pit.
Okay. Do I see the thing that was following me?
You don't. You just see an individual running more faster than people should. Like you recognize that this is someone with great speed.
All right. Then I suppose I'll turn around and look, but keep an eye behind him just in case that thing is still following.
Mm-hmm. William, you see Eric up ahead on the horse, kind of on the edge of the slums. And after he gets probably within 100 yards, you can kind of tell Eric that it looks like what William was wearing. You wait a little bit longer. You don't see anything following him.
Okay.
Did I ever learn your name?
Yeah. It was said like a couple of times, I think, while we were sitting around there waiting for that thing to come murder us.
Okay.
Also, I think that Blanche said, go find Eric. So.
True.
She did. Not that
But-
Mike listens.
Hey, I'm not
William-
even there.
William. Sorry. Sorry,
Wow,
really
getting
got
blamed for
everybody
stuff I'm
mixed
not
up.
even doing.
Oh,
it was a
man.
mistake. We had a couple weeks off, and I got names mixed up.
Yeah,
so.
way to go, Mike. Jesus. But anyways, Eric. Yeah, she stopped it.
Oh,
You can come back now.
okay.
It's like a statue now. I pushed it over. It's not going anywhere.
Oh, great. Then I will be happy to head back.
All right. I'm gonna take off running back to the pit again.
I just
So-
go at an easy pace.
So as we follow, did you make him walk? Is he walking, or did you allow him on your horse?
I mean,
Yeah,
it looked like he was
he
making
said he
good
was
time on his
running.
own.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I took off running back again. It's okay.
So as we kind of follow behind them as they head back into the pit, the camera kind of tilts up to the smoke, and I think that's where we're gonna call it for tonight. With this situation handled for the moment, and with everybody at least with the opportunity to go forth from here, and the day's still early. I think it's a good place to hit the pause button until next week. So, first of all, thank you everybody for playing. Let's go ahead and run through our end of session things.
What
So
about the donkey?
we'll get there. Donkey's not priority at the moment. I said he had to be resolved by the end of the day. It's still morning. You just fought a statue and it's still morning.
What about the donkey? I need to know.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Technically, nobody touched the statue but me, so I fought a statue. Aha!
True.
Yeah, that's
Fair
how
enough.
that works.
Take the credit
No,
where
yeah,
credit is
fair
due.
Yeah.
I don't think we use any crew power tags, so we don't have any of that. But if you do think that the crew has grown this session, do you think the crew has grown? Are you?
I
I
mean,
mean-
in numbers, maybe.
True.
In the literal sense,
Yeah.
yes.
Feel you're gluing together a bit more. I think it's you got a creeper now. I think it's going the opposite way to a point.
Mike is so fun. What is up with that? I'm glad I didn't show up as a pretty young woman the first time I met you guys.
No, it has nothing to do with her age, if you were paying attention.
Age nor sex. It's neither
Yep.
of those. I mean, based on the
That just makes
magazines
it
that we
even
found
more
in
creepy.
in Mike's apartment, it's absolutely not about that.
Hey, you like plants? I like plants too. Let me stare at you.
This is how we get along.
That's how all great relationships start. Just awkward staring.
Which character had the
Oh.
most meaningful interaction with your character this session? Add 1 help point or 1 hurt point next to their name. For you, Georgie, you can add either or to anyone.
I don't have any more space for crew names.
Oh, I just
Go
removed,
ahead and
like, Levi
remove
then-
Levi and Calvin. Because Levi has found a band They call themselves the Argonauts, and they're rocking and rolling all through the city.
Okay. How
I
do
think
I add more?
I think Calvin made the deal with the wrong devil, and he might be on the bottom of the river. I don't know.
So we've got Georgie.
This is the full, more permanent crew. Timothy may be back at some point, but it's doubtful.
Nah, I've already taken him over there.
Yeah.
All right, what's Oz? What's your name again?
Eric.
Eric.
Eric. It's so plain. I have to
Yeah.
think of it.
So yeah, with that,
Do I get like a double for Georgie, or
do you get a double? No. If
Double hurt
anything,
points.
I think you're adding hurt. Yeah, you might get a help and hurt point.
no? It's for me, not for her.
I think everybody
She can
takes
take a hurt point towards me.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
absolutely.
takes a hurt point towards Mike.
See,
Everybody.
I'm thinking I get a double help for noticing the whole.
I would say you get a double hurt for staring at her the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
like minutes, long, quiet minutes at a time.
Just at the door while the door is closed, staring
I don't
through.
think you understand.
You realize that just because you shut the door doesn't mean I still can't see her.
That's creepy.
That makes it worse.
You know, it really does.
You just.
You guys are worried about me.
I mean, you guys don't realize that I'm constantly wearing sunglasses.
It's true.
It's like
We
early
know.
morning and I'm wearing sunglasses.
We know. We just choose not to acknowledge you anymore.
we don't want to look at your face anymore. We're avoiding it.
we just don't associate with you anymore.
All right. So when we come back next week, you will figure out how you're going to use that flower to cleanse the slums, or not.
I
Or-
hope so. If we ever make it out of the damn pit.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just happy to be out of the hospital.
it's true. Well, if anyone's not able to make it next time, that's not a problem. We can just say they had a temporary bit of I need to get out of here, and had to go hide at home. Or maybe the scent got to them and they passed out for a bit from the strong smells of the pit. We'll figure that out when we get there. So, thank you 5 for playing. Wow, it's still crazy we had 5 people, so that's awesome. And for everybody out there watching on the YouTube, if you are interested in joining this ever-growing community of role players, feel free to check out the Discord down below. We're always trying to get new games up and going. So as we get into the winter months, I have no doubt a few other games will start popping up. So feel free to do that. And yeah, thank you everybody for playing. Thank you everyone for watching. We will be back next week.